So, tilt does not actually start when you lose control. Tilt starts way before that. And if you stay with me in this video, this will show you how to catch it early before it turns into a bad trade, overtrading, and a blown trading day. Because most day traders think that tilt looks very obvious. This is what they think it looks like, right? Very, very, very obvious. You can comment some things down below. I think it's very emotional, right? Tilt is very, you're frustrated, right? You're trading reckless. You're just doing whatever, right? This is not where tilt begins. This is not where tilt begins. This is actually where it ends. Okay? Tilt ends when you see all this stuff. Tilt actually starts a lot earlier than these things. And that is why most day traders are missing it. Truthfully. It starts when something feels slightly off. Something that's very subtle. It's not extreme, but it feels different. It, it's something that you can catch early. And one of the things that doesn't feel so extreme, it feels quite subtle, is that you're a little bit more impatient. And when we think of impatience, we literally think like we're reckless, we're like throwing all our money in and we're emotional. But really what it looks like, I'm literally telling you what this looks like. You're just a tiny bit more focused on your win rate. You're a tiny bit more focused on entering quickly. You're a tiny bit more focused on things that you don't normally focus on. It's nothing crazy. And that is the subtle part that most day traders are missing. It's nothing crazy. So guess what? Because it's nothing crazy, what do? You ignore it. You literally just ignore it. But this is the part where it literally builds. The part where you're ignoring is the part that's literally where it's building. Your decisions are going to start to shift very slightly. And it's going to be subtle. That's the point I'm trying to get at here. You're going to take a trade a little bit more early than you normally would. You're going to hesitate just a tiny incy bit longer than you would on your exits than you normally would. You start watching the trades more closely, more than you normally would, and it still feels normal. It still feels like you're in control. It still feels like you're being responsible. It doesn't feel obvious or overly emotional or frustrating or like you're frustrated or like you're being reckless. It doesn't feel that way. It feels normal and controlled, but it's not the same. Okay? So the quick recap here is that tilt does not start with emotion. Okay? It starts with small changes to your behavior. But this is where it gets dangerous. You think it's dangerous when you're frustrated and you're being reckless? Nah. That's literally where the tilt has ended. You missed the whole, okay? Okay? Because the more that these small little shifts that feel normal and controlled stack on top of each other, the harder it is to notice them. See, you think mentally, okay, if I'm feeling all these small little shifts, then like when they stack on top of each other, I should notice maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of them in. You don't. Because your entire baseline shifts with all these things stacked. You're focused on your P&L, you're focused on your win rate, and you don't realize that your baseline has shifted. It still feels normal and controlled. And so this leads directly into the moment where most traders never actually recognize. And I'm gonna show it to you in like how it actually happens, right? So I'm gonna leave that there. You take a bad trade, okay? Cool. Well, not cool, but you take a bad trade, then you take another, okay? 2 losses. And you say, I'm tilted. You literally say that, I'm tilted. By this point, you've already been tilted for multiple trades. That's why it feels like it comes out of nowhere. That's why it feels random. Because you think this is supposed to look like this, and this, and this, and this. You think your tilt is supposed to look emotional and reckless and obvious and like you're frustrated, but really, it looks like normal and controlled. That's what it is. So it didn't actually come out of nowhere. You just didn't catch it early because you think it looks like this, when that's really when the tilt is over. Really just looks normal and controlled. Slight shifts that stack up to shift your baseline. And this connects directly to the last video that I just made in this series, because those emotional losses are usually what starts the shift in the first place. See, I know you're asking right now, what actually fixes this? Like, you're telling me this is where shift, like where my baseline shifts and where the tilt ends, but this is where it really like this isn't what it looks like, but this is where it starts, and but you don't like know how to fix it. So I'm gonna tell you, you stop waiting until you feel out of control. You stop looking for these things, and you are gonna start watching for the normal and controlled things. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what traders who literally pay me to teach them how to execute, break even traders that want to do better execution and actually be profitable, who already know how to trade. This is what I would tell someone like this, right? And I'll just tell you right now, no gatekeeping. Ask yourself questions like, am I rushing this? Am I more focused on money than execution? Am I reacting instead of waiting? Because those are real signs of tilt. Those are the actual signs of tilt. So you think tilt looks like this, but I've already told you what you're going to do. You're going to look for the real signs of tilt that I just gave you, and make sure to put those questions in the comments so everyone else can refer to them. It's not the emotional explosion that you're waiting for, okay? Because this is where everything changes. If you catch this early, you stop the spiral before it even starts. You don't let one bad trade turn into 5, and then you don't have to say you tilted or spiraled. You don't let your behavior shift here. You actually reset before the damage even happens. You're going to reset what feels normal and in control, because it does feel different. It just feels subtle, and you're going to start to notice it. So what I want you to add to the comment section right now is that tilt is not the explosion. Tilt is the buildup. That is so important. Okay? Tilt is not the explosion. Tilt is the buildup. Tilt is not the explosion. It's the buildup. And when you can actually see that, and you can actually control it, because now you're looking for the right things, and now you're not reacting late. Now you're not trying to do anything when the tilt is already like done for. You're actually going to be adjusting it early in the buildup, not in the explosion. When the explosion happens, everything has already went kaboom. Why would you be trying to fix the explosion. You fix the buildup, okay? And that is what's going to keep you consistent and executing in a consistent way. So in the next video, what I'm going to do is break down how one loss can turn into multiple. Like I just showed you, but I'm actually going to give you the full domino effect of how that actually happens step by step, not just bad trade, bad trade, bad trade. Till I'm going to tell you exactly how it happens step by step, because this is where everything we've talked about in this series comes together. You can find every video in this series. I recommend you watch it in order. You can find every video already in the comment section. The whole playlist is there of the series. So if this video helped you, make sure to subscribe to the channel and go watch that next video in the series. It's already here on the screen that you can click on. This whole series is literally designed to fix your execution step by step, so it actually holds up under pressure. That's what it's for. So I'll see you in the next video.